I have some really great tips for you again, and your body will thank you for them. The impact of healthy eating on inflammation should not be underestimated. Hello, we are Better Body Daily, and with our YouTube channel, we want to provide medical, understandable, and correct information about diseases, causes of these diseases, and what we can do about them ourselves with our own diet combined with exercise and sport. Because all of this is very closely related, and if you don't want to miss anything, then subscribe to our channel now. Inflammation is a natural response of the body. We all have constant inflammation, for example, to fight injuries or infections. Acute inflammation is typically warm, painful, and may be red and swollen. But when inflammation becomes chronic, it can persist and become the cause of numerous health issues, from cardiovascular diseases to arthritis and diabetes. In all these diseases, inflammatory processes are continuously active, and as you can imagine, this can be harmful to you. The good news, however, is that our diet plays a decisive and influential role. Many of the foods we eat daily can either promote inflammation, essentially adding fuel to the fire, or actively fight it. In this video, I'll show you how you can reduce inflammation through simple yet effective dietary strategies, benefiting your health in the long term. Some of this might be new to you, so let's get started. Spices and herbs. Before we start, I have to say that not everything that glitters is gold in this area. But turmeric and ginger form a dynamic duo in the spice world and are known for their powerful anti-inflammatory properties. Turmeric contains curcumin, a compound that can suppress inflammatory processes in the body and thus help alleviate chronic inflammation. Ginger, with its active ingredient, gingerol, has a similar effect. It can reduce inflammation and is a natural remedy for various ailments. To optimally absorb curcumin, a quick tip: you should combine it with a fat source such as good oil, flaxseed oil, or omega-3 rich fats. I'll get into that more later, but also add black pepper as it significantly boosts absorption. Ginger is most effective when brewed as a tea because the hot water helps release its spicy compounds, allowing the full effect of the root to unfold. Ginger shots are also very popular, and they're often marketed as a cure-all. They're usually very expensive, sometimes with little ginger in them and lots of other additives. And please keep in mind, as good as turmeric and ginger are, they don't cure any diseases. If claims like that are made, such statements are prohibited, and the Consumer Center rightly warned about it. There's a lack of definitive scientific evidence proving that turmeric, like ginger extracts, has health benefits for humans, such as fighting cancer, joint issues, dementia, depression, or chronic inflammation in general. So there's no proof that you live longer just because you eat more of these things. But still, both can really support your body. Next spice, capsaicin, the active ingredient in chili peppers and paprika. It imparts the heat and helps inhibit specific inflammatory substances in the body, such as substance P, which transmits pain signals. By inhibiting these processes, capsaicin can relieve pain, such as that caused by arthritis or muscle tension. You probably also know capsaicin from heat patches sold in pharmacies. Furthermore, capsaicin promotes circulation, boosts metabolism, and stimulates the release of endorphins, which increases general well-being. Again, it's not a miracle cure. You can integrate capsaicin into your diet by using chili peppers, paprika, or cayenne pepper in your dishes. Just small amounts, like half a teaspoon of chili or a pinch of pepper, are enough to experience its health benefits. It's important, though, to consume capsaicin in moderation. Overconsumption can irritate the stomach. Let's move on to the next spice, cinnamon. Especially Ceylon cinnamon has antioxidant and anti-inflammatory properties. It regulates blood sugar by improving insulin sensitivity, which can reduce inflammation caused by high blood sugar levels. You can easily incorporate cinnamon into your daily routine. Just half a teaspoon to a full teaspoon per day is enough to reap its health benefits. Spices can really make a difference, and cinnamon works great in muesli, smoothies, coffee, or even tea. Now let's talk about minerals and trace elements. We'll start with magnesium. This essential mineral is involved in over 300 enzymatic reactions and plays a key role in the body, including in inflammation regulation and cell health. A magnesium deficiency is often associated with chronic inflammation. and it can increase the risk for type 2 diabetes, cardiovascular problems, and even migraines. Good sources of magnesium are foods like nuts, seeds, whole grains, leafy greens like spinach, and avocados. Just a handful of almonds or 1 serving of spinach per day can meet your daily requirement and help reduce inflammation. Zinc is another essential trace element. It is vital for the immune system and wound healing. Zinc deficiency can increase the body's inflammatory response and raise the risk for chronic conditions like rheumatoid arthritis or inflammatory bowel diseases. Good sources of zinc include pumpkin seeds, legumes, oats, and nuts. For example, just 2 tablespoons of pumpkin seeds as a snack or on a salad can meet your daily needs and help support the immune system. Now here's an important message. Our body is very complex, and it's not as simple as saying that taking a lot of one nutrient will automatically reduce chronic inflammation. It's about balance. Iron, for example, is crucial for hemoglobin, our red blood cells, and plays an essential role in the immune system and energy production. Chronic inflammation can impair the absorption and utilization of iron, leading to iron deficiency. Many people suffer from iron deficiency, and this can also increase inflammation. Iron-rich plant foods include lentils, beans, and spinach. Combining them with vitamin C-rich foods enhances iron absorption. Selenium is another essential trace element with strong antioxidant properties. It's a central component of an enzyme that neutralizes free radicals, reducing oxidative stress and inflammation. A selenium deficiency can increase the risk of chronic inflammation, cardiovascular diseases, and thyroid issues. The best natural source of selenium is Brazil nuts. Just 1 Brazil nut a day is enough to meet your daily selenium requirement. But be careful, don't exceed 2 nuts per day, as too much selenium can be harmful. Next, let's talk about sulfides, especially allicin, a sulfur-containing compound found in garlic and other allium vegetables like onions, shallots, and chives. Allicin is produced when garlic cells are mechanically damaged, for example when chopped or crushed. Allicin inhibits inflammatory enzymes involved in the production of inflammatory mediators like prostaglandins and leukotrienes. This makes it an effective tool to reduce inflammation in the body and support healing. Besides its anti-inflammatory effects, allicin also has antioxidant properties that protect cells from damage caused by free radicals. It also has antimicrobial effects, inhibiting the growth of bacteria, viruses, and fungi. To maximize the production of allicin, here's a quick tip. After chopping or crushing garlic, let it sit for 5 to 10 minutes before using it. This allows enough time for the enzyme allinase to convert alliin into allicin. Since allicin is heat sensitive, garlic should ideally be used raw or added toward the end of cooking to preserve its beneficial properties. You can combine garlic with turmeric, ginger, or chili to enhance their effects. However, remember that chronic inflammation won't just go away from eating garlic or these spices alone. Garlic doesn't cure diseases or eliminate the causes of inflammation. Healthy fats, not all fats are created equal, but they are part of an anti-inflammatory diet. A poor diet pattern, and what also comes with it, are fats. Demonizing fat is the worst thing you can do. I would say eat more fat, but the right kind. Omega-3 fatty acids are essential polyunsaturated fats that play a central role in regulating inflammatory processes in the body. These are really among the most important building blocks of an anti-inflammatory diet. Omega-3 fatty acids must be included in your diet. There are 3 main types of omega-3 fatty acids you should have heard of. Alpha-linolenic acid, which comes from plant sources like flax seeds, chia seeds, walnuts, and flaxseed oil. Then there are 2 others, which are especially important for you, and they are found in fatty fish like salmon, mackerel, and herring. Omega-3 fatty acids work by inhibiting pro-inflammatory molecules while simultaneously promoting the production of anti-inflammatory substances. They inhibit what's bad and promote what's good, and these substances can help resolve existing inflammation and restore balance, such as in the immune system. To benefit from omega-3 fatty acids, you should incorporate plant sources like flax seeds and walnuts into your daily diet, and possibly supplement with algae oil. It is also recommended to eat fatty fish once or twice a week to ensure sufficient intake of the two important types, EPA and DHA. For people who cannot eat fish, omega-3 capsules can be a good alternative. In general, it's important to pay attention to the ratio of omega-6 to omega-3, which you may have heard of. Generally, we eat too much omega-6, which is pro-inflammatory, and too little omega-3, which is anti-inflammatory, as I just explained. Now, something a bit more specialized for the experts or professionals among you. Monoterpenes are a group of secondary plant compounds that are primarily found in essential oils. They are characterized by their anti-inflammatory, antioxidant, and antimicrobial properties. And I want to stress here that this isn't some sort of hocus pocus or alternative medicine, as some might say. Natural medicine is an important part of medical practice. Typical monoterpenes include limonene, menthol, and thymol, for example. These are found in a variety of plants, including citrus fruits, mint, eucalyptus, and devil's claw root. In the body, these monoterpenes work by inhibiting pro-inflammatory molecules, such as cytokines, and increasing the antioxidant capacity. So, they enhance the good and inhibit the bad, helping protect cells from damage by free radicals and reducing inflammatory processes. The anti-inflammatory effects of monoterpenes make them a promising component in the treatment of chronic inflammation, especially for conditions like arthritis, asthma, and skin diseases. Furthermore, monoterpenes are used in phytotherapy and aromatherapy to alleviate pain and improve breathing. One thing I want to emphasize at this point, especially now that I've mentioned aromatherapy and phytotherapy, these can be important components, but if you have a severe or persistent chronic inflammation, none of these therapies should replace the medical treatment or the medication your doctor has prescribed. However, what I want to communicate is that you can integrate foods into your daily diet that make a positive contribution to reducing inflammation. Inflammation is normal, but chronic inflammation is not. Unfortunately, many of us have it, and instead of adding fuel to the fire with things like sausage, alcohol, and fast food, it's important to choose good foods from different groups. I've mentioned several groups earlier, and here's one more: having an anti-inflammatory diet. For example, you can find monoterpenes in herbal teas and citrus peels. Antioxidants. Moving on to antioxidants. Vitamin C is one of the most important water-soluble antioxidants that plays a central role in the body, especially in regulating inflammatory processes and supporting the immune system. It works by neutralizing free radicals that arise from oxidative stress, which can promote inflammation. At the same time, vitamin C supports the immune system by strengthening the function of immune cells, and it's also essential for collagen synthesis, a protein required for tissue repair and the integrity of skin, blood vessels, and joints. Some even say it's important for beauty. Vitamin C is found in many foods, particularly fresh fruits and vegetables. Some great sources I like to use include bell peppers, citrus fruits like oranges and lemons, and berries. Since vitamin C is sensitive to heat and light, you should try to consume these foods raw or lightly cooked to preserve the content. And it's important to remember that vitamin C cannot be stored in the body. So if you take vitamin C supplements or infusions and get too much, your body will just excrete it. Vitamin C or vitamin C infusions should never replace medication. This is a key point. The next important nutrient I want to mention is vitamin E, as it protects cell membranes from damage by free radicals and improves tissue regeneration. Vitamin E exists in different forms, such as tocopherol, which is the biologically active and best researched version. It inhibits the activity of pro-inflammatory molecules and can reduce the intensity of inflammatory responses. The best sources of vitamin E are plant oils like wheat germ oil, sunflower oil, and olive oil. However, you should be careful with these, as too much of them can increase omega-6 fatty acids, which I mentioned earlier. Nuts, seeds, and whole grains are also rich in vitamin E. Just 1 tablespoon of wheat germ oil or a handful of almonds is enough to meet your daily needs. Since vitamin E is fat-soluble, unlike vitamin C, it is best absorbed when consumed with healthy fats, and it can also be stored in the body. Polyphenols are another large group of secondary plant compounds found in many plant-based foods like fruits, vegetables, and even coffee, wine, and nuts. They are known for their strong antioxidant and anti-inflammatory properties. Polyphenols work by neutralizing free radicals and inhibiting the activity of pro-inflammatory molecules. The most important polyphenols include flavonoids, anthocyanins found in berries, resveratrol, and others. Polyphenols can easily be integrated into the diet. For example, a cup of green tea, a handful of berries, or a piece of dark chocolate with a high cocoa content, 85% or more, is enough to get a good amount of polyphenols. It's important to note that alcohol, especially in red wine, contains polyphenols like resveratrol. However, the alcohol itself is not healthy. The beneficial compound is actually found in the wine. Carotenoids are another group of fat-soluble plant pigments found in many colorful fruits and vegetables. They are also known for their strong antioxidant and anti-inflammatory properties. Important carotenoids include beta-carotene, lycopene found in tomatoes, lutein, and zeaxanthin, which is especially beneficial for eye health. You can find these in carrots, sweet potatoes, pumpkins, spinach, kale, and broccoli. Tomato paste, for example, contains especially high amounts of bioavailable lycopene compared to fresh tomatoes. So it's definitely worth keeping an eye on these foods. You don't have to eat them every day, but try to include them more often in your diet. Remember that carotenoids are fat-soluble, so combining them with healthy fats like omega-3 oils or avocado will help improve absorption. As you can see, it's a mix of many things. There isn't one single food that does it all. It's the combination that matters, and that's exactly what you should keep in mind. So it's worth paying attention to these foods. You don't need to eat all of them every day. Just pick a few and try to include them regularly in your shopping routine. If you often feel fatigued, experience inflammation, or have chronic conditions, then your diet deserves extra attention. Chronic inflammation plays a major role in many of these diseases. One thing is important. We all have ongoing inflammation in our bodies. That's completely normal. I have it right now. Diet doesn't cure inflammation, and no food can replace medical treatment. But an anti-inflammatory diet can provide real support. Avoid pouring oil on the fire through an unhealthy diet, meaning alcohol, processed meats, bad fats, and ultra-processed foods. Feel free to share this video. Thank you, and stay with me.